those punches are landing. They've got to be taking their toll. What combination by the champion. Good combination. Good uppercut that time by Holmes. And he really wants him. He can taste it. He's going after him so hard. Larry Holmes says, take that if you want to taste some of that. All right. Referee. Bill's Lane has to separate them. The people like this one. I told you going into it, it would be one of the best, and it has been. That round has to go to Kenny Norton.
Starts to lag.
To reiterate a bit back here as we go down the line, I had round 1 even. I had Holmes winning 2. I had 3 even. I had 4 to Holmes. 5, 6, and 7 all even. And Kenny Norton, I gave him that one on the basis that he did score some pretty heavy blows during round number 8. Back in the 6th round, Norton a little puffy on that eye that they're working on right now. Again in his corner, Bill Slayton, Bob Byron, those are the people. Slayton, of course, 1977, manager of the year. $2 million coming in. Now we go over to Richard Giacchetti working on Larry Holmes. Holmes a real determined look on his face. Freddie Brown, one of the great ones in his corner, along with Bill Present. Here we go, round 9. Larry came out like this in round 8 and scored 3 quick ones. Now let's see what he does with this one. He can't allow Norton to take command. People in the corner of Kenny Norton are going to get off first. And if he wants to win the fight, that's what he's got to do. Of course he wants to win the fight, but that's what he has to do to win it. The only thing that can stop the quicker hands of Larry Holmes is a few of those heavy blows that Norton begin to land. That'll slow down Holmes in a hurry. Now Holmes say, keep him up. You couldn't read his lips there. I didn't hear him. I saw as same as you did. We're in round 9. This is scheduled for a good shot by Norton that time. But again, the head of Holmes just, another good right hand then. Holmes can take a shot. He showed me something here. He can take a shot. Larry has been better with his combinations in that left jab in the face of Norton, but the heavier blows I think have been landed by Kenny Norton. Although it's hard to tell exactly how heavy because the way Holmes moves his head so quickly. That's the one thing you miss when you watch it on television. You can't tell the heaviness of the punches. I'll tell you right now, these jabs are light. And I'll tell you when they get heavier by either man. That was a heavy jab. In fact, that was more than just a heavy jab. That was a punch. Larry Holmes now has that look back in his eye, the determination, like he's looking for a shot to one roll with the right hand. And by the fact that he's circling to his left, I'll tell you it's coming very quickly. But Norton doesn't allow him to get it off. To the credit of Kenny Norton, the champion of the world. Holmes will circle left and try to get Norton leaning that way to drop the right hand. That shows you the Ali type of style of Holmes the other way walked away from that. Jimmy Ellis was famous for that as well, wild with the left. Holmes circling to his left, looking down, hook to the left with his left and drop the right hand. Norton wild with the right again. Kenny Norton, heavyweight champion of the world, wants to keep it. Lord knows he's waited long enough for a title. Good shot that time by Larry Holmes. He's circling back for his right now. Real good right hand scored by Kenny. Good shot. I'll tell you, Holmes can really take a shot. Because that was a good one. No pounds taken out of the legs of Holmes at all. Another good shot by Kenny Norton. Now Holmes wants to pick up the pace so this round doesn't get out of his hands. He's got to score a few more punches to keep. There's a good shot by Holmes. Scores downstairs. That one missing. And he has scored 2 real good shots in this round. There's the bell ending the round. Based on those heavy blows, I'm going to lean to Ken Norton in that one again. Although the accumulation of punches again, the scoring system and the positioning of the judges and all is what it's really coming down to. There's not a whale of a lot of difference in the scoring of any of these rounds. But the heaviest shots that I saw were from the hands of Kenny Norton, so I'm giving him round 9. Which means at this point in the fight, I have it scored dead even. Watch this short coming up by Kenny Norton. Watch him now. Keep an eye on this. Bang! What a shot that was. Many a fighter would have been off his feet with that one. Still working on the corner now, and in the left eye there of Kenny Norton. That right hand would have flattened many fellas. That answers the big question I mentioned a couple of times, and will reiterate again, that Larry Holmes can take a whale of a shot. Here's Kenny Norton. If Holmes is going to win, it'll be accumulation of combinations and punches. Preferably from Holmes' viewpoint to that left eye. Try and shut it, then work to the other one. Holmes knows he's going to get something cooking here now because the fight is at a point where it could take a turn there. Kenny's scoring more shots to the face now. That one did not score, by the way. Larry showing a little bit more respect. Now this also is a point where scores here again. Larry is on his bicycle. We're getting into the 10th round now. A territory that Larry Holmes doesn't know. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Doesn't know. Hasn't been there. Kenny Norton's been there many times. There's tremendous staying power. Although the people that handle Larry Holmes tell me he's got all the respect he needs to go 15. He's had some 200 rounds of boxing in preparation for this. And I'm sure he's done 15 and 20 many times in preparing for it. But Kenny Norton in the true test for the title has been there before. Larry's not throwing too many punches right now. Kenny seems to have scored a couple in this round. You see a little more concern look in the face of Holmes. The determined, relentless look on the face of Norton. He just scored there a pretty good right hand. Larry's going to get a little more offensive-minded now. Norton looking real strong here. Norton's jab is for Chris bedtime. There's the great quickness in the head of Larry Holmes. The 2 jabs out there by Norton. And again, Norton has good hand speed, but it doesn't look as great because Holmes has exceptional hand speed. It's a right hand. That's what I mean about exceptional hand speed. That one just snuck in there, spun the head. Norton can take a shot too. The only time that he couldn't was against the wild right hand of George Foreman in Caracas. A few heads of cattle that couldn't make a shot like that. That's a man. Larry Holmes and Kenny Norton at stake, the heavyweight championship of the world. Holmes has kind of gone on a defensive maneuver here. Round 10. And he scores with that left hand. Larry really hasn't scored too much in this round at all. Might be a place where Larry's just trying to save a little bit of energy and let Holmes, let Norton kind of smoke himself out a bit. You get that round again to Kenny Norton. So now with, and again I reiterate that this is only unofficial scoring by me. I have the last 3 rounds in favor of Ken Norton, which puts him slightly out in front in the fight. And my scoring is anywhere as near accurate. But again, the vantage point of the judges who are doing all the scoring, not the referee, but the judges do the scoring here, can give a different viewpoint. So if you win a couple of points of each other at any time, it doesn't mean anything of a lot. All right, Norton with a determined look in his face. We're coming up to round 11. Now we enter a territory that Holmes hasn't been to except for a couple of times. Shaver 2 and 12. See if Norton tries to really maintain what he started to do back in round 8 and continue to 9 and 10, or Holmes was trying to coast a little bit and will come back and take the man. An interesting point in the fight now. Norton, known for stamina, can go the distance, and vicious battles with Ali over the distance. Vicious battle with Jimmy Young over the distance. Holmes is not as aggressive as he was early in the fight. He's backpedaling, hitting while he's going away. He wants to regain the command that I thought he had early in the fight. He's going to have to start scoring some more punches. That's what he likes to do, make Norton look awkward, catch him off balance, and try to drop him. Again, neither fighter has been cut, neither fighter has been down. We're in round 11. Heavyweight championship of the world at stake. People now are suddenly yelling for Norton. One thing the fans like is the aggressiveness. Cannon has not taken too many steps back. He's constantly after Holmes all the time. Holmes bouncing around, scores the lightning left. Now they're yelling for Larry. They're yelling that, like the Ali chant, it's the Larry that you hear, which gives him a little extra psych and gets his something pumped up there anyway. See that enthusiasm back in his face as he feels the crowd sway to his side. It's probably a split crowd. Norton so close. And of course, people living so close, I should say, from San Diego, California, living in LA, a lot of people will be able to see him win. And of course, Holmes is a big crowd up from Eastern Pennsylvania that he's the underdog and people like the dog. That looked a lot better than it really was. But Larry is going to get more aggressive. Norton's scoring the punches. Larry is fighting defensively now. Earlier we had a big upset for the same reason. Jimmy Young lost to Jaws Ocasio because he wasn't aggressive. Larry running pretty great now, which makes Norton go to his left. People don't like that, but Larry's going to use what he has. Shouldn't allow himself to get in the ropes. Norton's too strong for this sort of thing. And that's why. Took a good shot that time. Holmes scoring more punches again around Norton scoring more. Well, we'll be approaching the 12th round now. We go back to, well, now we're over the corner of Holmes. I'm sure Giacchetti is telling him, hey, man, we got to do something. He's out. You let those last few rounds slip away. I've got the last 4 rounds going to Kenny Norton. He began to take command. I wasn't quite sure how to score the 8th round, to be honest with you. And it's certainly in the 9th, 10th, but 11th, Norton has definitely landed more punches as Larry's going strictly defensive. You hear them yelling Norton, Norton, Norton now. It's a split crowd here. No matter who wins, they're all going to be for the champion. When the bell sounds again in round 15, unless there's a surprising knockout here.
All right, you're doing all right.
All right, here we go. Round 12. Now let's see if he takes the direction of Richie Giacchetti does Larry Holmes. Norton doesn't want to let Holmes have the face back in the fight. He's kind of taking control the last couple of rounds anyway. Holmes has definitely become more aggressive. That's what's at stake. And he's headhunting. Strong. Awfully strong. Now Larry's keeping him off again, but that's how Norton scores again. Norton continues to force the fight, which is not good for Larry Holmes. This is Larry's style. By this time, Larry's trying to maintain a little more control of the fight, which he's not doing at this particular moment. Larry just ducked away from that wild one. He's going to punish here, all right? See the look of concern on the face of Larry Holmes now? We didn't see that in the early round. He's realizing he's struggling a bit. Norton's punches look awfully strong, awfully powerful. Larry showing his quickness again. Holmes to the right, Norton to the left. Norton continued to be aggressive, scoring to the head of Holmes. One thing we expected to see Larry do a little bit more is double up more. He's not doubling with the left hand, and he's not throwing his right hardly at all. There's a right hand, scored pretty good that time. And again! Left eye of Kenny Norton is really swollen now. Larry Holmes looks like he might be slightly arm weary now. The punches are not quite as crisp as they were before. And Norton was looking stronger all the time. His left foot is better with this fight than I've seen him against a lot of fellas. Timing of Larry's slightly off now in comparison to the early rounds. Fatigue is set in a bit by both fighters. There's a good shot. Larry Holmes has got to try and pick up the pace a little bit more. He's trying a little bit more even than the rest, but the aggressiveness of Norton scoring again. Well, bell ends round 12 for the first time we see fatigue set into both fighters. A fairly even round. Score that one even. Alrighty. The way we have it scored is we look to the corner once again of Kenny Norton. There's 128, 126. Unofficially out in front is Ken Norton. We have 3 rounds to go, which means that Larry Holmes must win 2 out of 3 to have any shot. And he must win the last round convincingly if he's to take this title away from Ken Norton. Norton's been involved in close decisions. Close decisions he's won. Against Jimmy Young, close decisions he's lost. Against Muhammad Ali. He's been victimized one way and gifted another way. Larry Holmes is undefeated. That's on the line. He said he should stay away early. That was the fight plan, but now he's got to become more aggressive. He's got to go after Norton and take the fight to him. Let's see if he can, or if Norton will continue to be aggressive. Holmes has a good look back in his eye now. The respite in between rounds did him some good. I can see that look in his eye again. But he's got to be aggressive. He's not starting out that way in this round. Better combinations in the fight have been scored by Holmes. The heavier punches, the outstanding punches have been scored by Norton. Fight very even. I had Kenny slightly out in front. Ever so slightly. Now Holmes looking better in this round. And he's got to take him a little bit more command though. He's counterpunching too much. He's got to come after him a bit more. Kenny hasn't scored anything in this round at all. Larry scored some short jabs keeping him off. He's got to do, but he's got to use that right hand and double up with the left. Wiley, and there's a cute right hand and that sneaky right hand. There's a good shot now. The fatigue is causing Larry's hand to be just ever so slightly off, but he's still scoring more punches now. This is what he's got to do. Keep Norton off on the left and pick his shots. Use the right hand more. Now it looks like a better Larry Holmes. All right, another good shot by Larry Holmes. Real good shot by Holmes that time. Spins ahead of Norton. Now Larry's taking the fight back to him. Now Louis backs up. Backing up doesn't mean anything because he is one of the very few heavyweights in history that can hit going away. Good ground shaking up for Larry Holmes. Good right hand again. Maybe those breathing rounds are what he needed to keep himself going for the late rounds to save himself a bit. Scoring now, real good punches. While Norton did glance out there with a couple of left, so there's nothing behind them. Holmes' punches look much heavier in round 13 here. Another good shot. Larry is really scoring the heaviest shots now in round 13. Kenny missing. Larry's going to stay off of those ropes. Use his legs a little bit more. The knees are starting to look a little bit jellied-like now. Another good shot, Danny. Right hands are taking the door of Norton. He's got him staggered, I believe. He's got him scoring good combination. The right hand is taking its toll on Norton. Larry hits him again. Big round for Larry Holmes. Both fellas slightly outworking, but Holmes is really labeling Norton in this round. Larry taking the vision away with the left hand and dropping the right hand. Continues to score with the right. He's got Norton wobbling again. Taking another shot. He scored at least 10 good right hands. Big round for Larry Holmes. Big round. And he needed it. And you can see when that water comes from the corner, they know it. Larry Holmes unable to tumble Norton to the canvas. Norton can take a shot. He can take a whale of a shot. I'm scoring that round 10-8 because more heavy punches were scored than any other round. At least 10 by Larry Holmes. I have a fight dead even right now.
Just get straightened up. You get tired, you get lazy.
Watch Larry Holmes. Watch the heaviness of this shot. Watch the head. Not there. Keep your eye peeled. Not yet. You'll see it when it comes. Bang. No big deal there either. Hang on now. Now suddenly the crowd is yelling live here, Larry, Larry. But let's watch this. Well, we didn't really get to see any of the real heavy shots there. But what's more important is round 14, and again, I have the fight dead even right now. We're in round 14. 15-round championship fight. Neither fighter has been down. Norton slightly wobbly in the 13th round. Norton has been taken complete command from the 8th to the 11th. 12 was even. Holmes must continue because the fight is very close. Again, that scoring that I have even is unofficial. The judges do the scoring here. I have nothing to do with it. Makes Norton look awkward, does Holmes, which is frustrating. Larry has a real alert look back in his face, even though Norton looks to be really much more aggressive now. Punches don't seem to have the speed that they had earlier. The fatigue is starting to be awkward. Larry Holmes is going to pick up the pace of it, though. I was looking at Fighter's eyes, and you can almost tell when I was feeling it out. Norton's eyes, he looks like he's really wobbly now. Timing is gone. Not completely, because Larry Holmes is fatigued as well, but not as bad. Larry beats him to the punch, counter-punching there. Pushes him off the ropes. You can see Norton's legs are rubbery, his knees. He has very little bounce left in his knees. He's almost, I won't say staggering, but his legs are definitely, I don't even want to say the word gone, but his legs are showing more fatigue than Holmes. Put it that way. Good right hand still. No effect at all on Holmes. A lot of powering inside here. Nothing to any avail or any advantage of either fighter on this inside stuff. Holmes has got to step back and take longer shots now. Holmes looks to be more fresh to me right now. But Norton is the heart of a champ, coming in all the time. Larry just stepped back and I almost have to take a side with him to catch your breath. Exchange right hands that time. There's Larry on the move. This is what he should continue to do. Scores with an uppercut, scores again. Kenny Norton doesn't back up though, continues to pour on. He knows how important it is to be aggressive. Throws a good shot to the head of Larry Holmes. Larry Holmes taking some shots in. Good round for Kenny Norton. Larry's got to get out of that corner. Kenny's starting to score some punches here. Kenny trying to take command of this round. Larry does not want him to do it, needless to say. Well, again, it's a very difficult round to score, but I almost have to give it to Kenny Norton. And throughout the round, Holmes looked fresher to me, but Norton scored more punches. Larry fought defensively. I have it scored. Unofficially, again, a recap because we're heading to the 15th round. I had the first round even. I had round 2 for Holmes, 3 even, 4 for Holmes, 5, 6, and 7 even. Then Norton took command in the 8th round for 4 rounds, 8, 9, 10, 11. I had 12 even. 13 was a very, very strong round for Larry Holmes, but he did not continue it. Slightly by the fact that he was more aggressive in the 14th round, I gave it to Norton. Again, my scoring is unofficially, and again, it's only 1 point apart going to 15. This should be one whale of a finish. All the marbles on the line, and millions of dollars to boot. Here we go. Both fighters need a big round. The 15th round of the World Heavyweight title is on the line right now. Very important for both men to win 15. This is who's the champion right now. Norton continues to be the aggressor. Larry should not allow this. Norton continues to come on. They're both fighting for their lives. Good shots by Holmes scored. And he just missed. Scores on losing right at that time. Larry cannot let it continue like this. He's going to lose the fight. It's that close, in my opinion. Larry has that alert look back like he's just waiting for about halfway through the round, and then he's going to explode. Let Norton punch himself up, and here we go. And that's what Kenny is scoring a bit, though. Head back to Larry Holmes. Larry misses. Both fighters very, very tired. First time that Holmes has gone this far. Larry has got to explode here if he's going to win this fight. He's got to just get a second win and explode. The way he's doing it now, Norton's taking it in. It's 15 minutes. He's halfway through now, round 15. If it continues like this, it's in the hands of the judges. It's too close for me to score. Unless Holmes explodes here. Norton taking it to Larry. Larry is fighting back really now. This is what he has to do. See if he's got enough left to take the champ out. Goes with the right hand. The champ comes back. Comes back and scores a real good shot to the head of Holmes. Another good shot. Takes him off before he runs away. Kenny Norton doing what he has to do. Scoring again. It's a big round for Kenny Norton, I'm afraid. There's a waiting moments now on the round. Larry is fighting desperately to stay there, fighting with everything he has. Scores good with a shot to the head of Kenny Norton. Again to the head of Norton. This has been a great boxing show. Both fighters courageous. Holmes is back, scores again. Yes. He's got to follow up. Uppercut scores. Running out of time, and it's over. Well, Holmes put on a last-second flurry. It's going to be very, very close. 2 points for me to call. Could be a split decision. We don't know. Unofficially, I personally think Norton won the last round. Let's get him to fight. We'll switch over to a handheld mic and go into the ring now. All right, one more time. It's all going to go into here. Obviously, Holmes people think he has won the fight. With me is Jose Suleiman. Jose, could you venture to guess who's won this fight?
No, but I'm very proud of both of them. What fight? I mean, the best fight that I have seen in many, many years.
Jose, I broadcast over 50 championship fights, and I can't recall a better fight showing that hard either one of these guys could be champion in my book.
I believe exactly the same thing. This is one of the greatest fighters I have ever seen in my life.
That's Jose Suleiman, the president of the World Boxing Council. We will attempt to speak with both fighters. Obviously, the corner of Holmes, the people on Holmes' side feel he has won the title. Kenny Norton finished very strong. Too close for me to call. We will attempt to talk to the fighters. It's still too difficult to be able to call it. The people on Holmes' side feel he has won the title. Here comes the decision now. Let's listen.
We have a split decision.
It's a split decision. Split decision.
143, 142, Holmes.
One judge, 143, 142 Holmes. 1 point separating the fighters with that judge.
Scores 143, 142, Norton.
143, 142 Norton. It all depends on the final judge.
Scores it 143, 142 for the new
Larry Holmes has done it! He has done it! We have a new heavyweight champion in the world! A new heavyweight champion! We're going to Don King! Don, you must be pleased with this. One of the greatest heavyweight fights of all time.
Yes, it is. I predicted that it would be one comparable to the Thriller in Manila, one that was fought like Ali and Frazier #3. It was done this time, and I feel that had Larry Holmes did his work, he did his work well. You can see it was a pick 'em fight. It could have been an either or all the way. Holmes came through. I'm very proud and thankful because I know that I started this kid out and brought him along, and he showed what a helping hand can do to a ghetto kid who just may be going the wrong way. And if you pull him in, someone gives some consideration, some love, some compassion, and understanding, they can rise from the squalor of ashes of the village to the heavyweight champion of the world. I'm indeed
I know how proud you are, Don. Congratulations on a great promotion and a great new heavyweight champion of the world.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, now we're going to attempt to talk to the champion. Don, see if you can help me get the champion, will you? Oh, see if we can get the champion, will you? Don King is going to attempt to get the champion over here for us. We're going to attempt to get the champ over here.